It gives me great pleasure, and I wanted to ask Congressman Petri from Wisconsin and Congressman David Price from North Carolina. Many of you know them, probably all of you know them, one form or another, have been again, and we had, of course, Earl Blumenauer join us a bit earlier. We wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to have Congressman Petri and Congressman Price to share a few words with us. These are, as you know, trail advocates from all over the country, so I don't know who decided who's going to go first.
So either of us will talk about Earl Blumenauer, who is quite a colorful advocate, the poster boy for cycling and trails and a lot of other things. But Tom Petri and I are both involved, and lots of members are involved in trying to support your work and to enhance the experience of hiking, biking. In my case, I've often worked with the trails, with the Appalachian Trail, which is dear to my heart because I grew up 6 miles away from it. And like anybody who, my generation, growing up in Irwin, Tennessee, we were out on the trail all the time. And as I got older and took my son out, I have all kinds of memories associated with that, which are very precious to me. And since I've come to North Carolina, to the Triangle area, the Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill area, we don't have any mountains, but we certainly have a trail network, lots of Rails to Trails projects, and we have, as a member of the Appropriations Committee from North Carolina, been involved with a lot of the Blue Ridge Parkway projects, other things that are related to this whole cooperative effort that you have going now to enhance trails, enhance the kind of hiking experience all over this country. So I really appreciate what you do. I think it's a great thing. I know you have many dedicated people all over the country, and you count on the federal government to be present and accounted for as a partner in the efforts that we need to make to preserve critical areas and to work with other players, public and private, in getting the land protected, getting the trails developed, getting the cooperative arrangements put in place. That's what it is all about. You do it every day, and we need to support you. I have to say, I look back with some nostalgia on the good old days with earmarks. You laugh knowingly about that.
Yes.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with earmarks. There's nothing wrong with earmarks. A lot of you had something to do, I'm sure, with earmarks that you're very proud of, and I can say that too. I mean, preserving the Rocky Fork tract along the Appalachian Trail simply would not have been possible. I always said to my staff, I don't want to do any of these things if I wouldn't be proud to have them on the front page of the newspaper the next day. And that's what I'd be proud to have on any newspaper any day. Amen. And that's the way I feel. We're now at least temporarily, we're in a different situation here. So we, as we've always had to push for adequate funding, let alone full funding for the Land and Water Conservation Fund. For a pot of money that we can draw on for high priority projects around the country. So I'm not here to make a speech, especially to the converted only. So thank you for your advocacy. We'll work with you. We appreciate what you do, and we appreciate your hospitality in inviting us here tonight. Thank you.
It's an honor for me to be with my friend and colleague David Price. We're co-chairman of something called the Humanities Caucus, which is an effort to kind of maintain federal involvement in a whole variety of things that enhance the quality of life for all of our citizens. And we talk out here, when you're out here, just one or two quick, I will be very brief. One or two quick things. We talk about investing and federal dollars and things. But it's almost, if not more important, to have a consistent framework. So that, because these things involve many, we've been pretty complicated countries, states, and counties, and the federal government. And if you have a framework from the federal on down that involves trails and the good things can, whether it's earmarks or other ways, can end up getting done. And so if it's chaos, it's not going to happen. And trails are a sign of stability because they link things to each other. So, and the other point I really want to make is that I happen to be chair of the Highway Committee, good or bad or indifferent, but we need to have an efficient transportation sector to undergird our economy and support our standard of living. And we really want to have a broad coalition and meet a lot of national needs. And part of that, obviously, associated with it is not just buses and cars and trucks, but it's helping in a variety of ways people access the environment and their surroundings and having a nice place to live for their kids and all the rest of it. So I would urge you, while you work on this, not to stovepipe too much, but to try to network with other trails groups and other bicycle groups. And we've always had fights in our state between motorized and non-motorized, and we finally, because of it snows a lot, we could separate things pretty easily up in our part of the world. It's harder in other parts of the world. But do be aware that you can get a lot more done if you can build the pie rather than just fight over the scraps of a stable or even a diminishing pie. Thank you very much for including me and welcome.